I really like skateboarding, but I'm too lazy to go do it myself more than just perfecting my grass ollies in my yard. So what's a skateboarding fan to do aside from watching skateboarding videos on YouTube? That's right, we play skateboarding video games. As many people have done throughout the years, I found my love for skateboarding video games through the Tony Hawk series. It's fun, it's fast-paced, the tricks you can do are wicked and also hilarious, but there is a key aspect missing from the series that I started to crave after a while. It's hard to do any grounded type of skating here. Sometimes I just turn all my stats down as far as they go and enable the expert mode cheat to make gravity heavier, but even this doesn't really scratch this itch for realistic skating that I'm looking for. I'm snapping to grindable ledges, I'm moving so fast at all times, and I still find myself easily doing things most skaters would never be able to do. The remedy I found was Skate 3. I've been watching Skate 3 content for a long time now, but I've never owned the game on my PS3, and I never really went out of my way to get my hands on it. But with a new Skate game on the horizon, I just knew that now was as good a time as any to get myself familiar with these systems. And after I beat the entire game, I knew I had to make a video talking about what it's like transitioning from an arcadey skate game like Tony Hawk to a real skateboarding simulator. First of all, let's talk about the major differences separating these games. The controls. In Tony Hawk, you have a jump button, a grind button, a flip trick button, and a grab trick button. This is the basis for every trick you can do in the entire game. Just add different directions whenever you go to do a trick and voila, you've found a new trick to do. The most complex it will typically get for players is learning to revert, wall jump, manual, or fall out of a vert into a grind in order to extend the length of your combo. Coming over to Skate 3, we have a very different style of controls. Ollies are done by pushing the right stick down to prepare for an ollie and flicking up to leave the ground. Flip tricks are done by flicking the right stick in different directions, then straight up, or even in full patterns. Then we have L2 and R2, which allow for your left or right hands respectively to grab onto the board either on ground or midair. Grabbing your board midair can be combined with any of the face buttons in order to transform your grab into a different trick, or you can even tweak these grab tricks by pushing your right stick in any direction. Some grab tricks require both grab buttons to be pushed in a specific sequence, some require directional presses on the right stick before pressing the grab buttons, yada yada, the list goes on. What I'm trying to say is that Skate is a much more involved take on virtual skateboarding. We've already mentioned how much the Tony Hawk games were aiming to be high score simulators, and surely you were able to gather by the way I introduced Skate 3 into this conversation that this is quite a different story. Skate 3 focuses on realism, at least 90% of the time, with the way that the physics and precision controls work in the game. You will not snap to a grind rail, you need to actually aim your skater at the rail in order to land on it with only minimal amounts of assistance. You can't ollie the height of a car in this game, at least not under regular circumstances, because that's just not how skateboarding works in the real world. And you won't be collecting any funny floating letters or completing ridiculous high score achievements to make your way through this game. You will instead be taking on challenges that are much more realistic, like completing a list of tricks in one location, racing against other skaters downhill, doing tricks for the camera that'll make for sweet magazine covers to promote your new skating business and selling boards. It's all very grounded, and it's such a nice change of pace for me coming from the Tony Hawk series. Finally though, we have the world of Skate 3. It just feels so lived in. Even if these people walking around never really seem to have any goal or agenda, it's honestly pretty fun to have so many people in the world to watch out for while you skate around. They can be turned off if they get too annoying, but I think it's fun and kinda charming just to have them around. My favorite part of the world though is that so many objects are movable. Just like a real skater might do, you can move benches and dumpsters and stuff at your whim just to make a skate spot even cooler to hit. Once you have everything in place and you hit a sweet skate line that you've crafted, you can actually even film it. Complete with keyframes and multiple camera options, you can actually edit clips together so nicely here. It actually blows my mind that you can film and edit skate parts just inside of the game like this. I did finally find a pretty cool spot to film a line in, and I think it came along quite nicely. It just has to do with this neat fountain slash statue-ish area that was clearly meant to be skated on, but it feels so good to finally land what I was going for, and I had to film it to really bring it to life. Getting to know the controls and different tricks within Skate 3 was so fun, and due to the complexity, it actually kind of feels like you're building on a new skill similarly to how you would with actual skateboarding in real life. You start off knowing very little, you can barely move around until you've put in the time and effort to come out with the ability to trick all over ramps and benches and shit. The reason I love this little skate clip that I threw together so much is because I remember where I came from when I started. Not because it's actually actually even a good clip. Skate 3 is so fun, and it really just excites me for the new game coming out soon. I know some longtime fans have issues with the new one coming out, and I see those, but being a new fan, I couldn't be more excited to just have another world I can skate around. This video is a little shorter than my recent videos have been, but trust me when I tell you that I have a great project on the way while you're watching this. If you'd like to see that video when it comes out, and trust me, you probably will, feel free to subscribe to my channel or just let the algorithm do its thing and I'm sure you'll probably come across it. As for now, my name's Milo, and I gotta skate.